Hey guys, I'm going to cover every chapter boss on all difficulties, so you have to bear with me while I get through them all on expert. So today I'm going to cover chapter 1, mission 9 on normal, hard and expert, going through all of the different star completions. So let's get started. Normal on chapter 1, it is a pretty simple boss. It's the Baron, a very tanky unit, and there is also giant shielders. So I will use just some ungeared units so we can have a rough demo. That'll do. So if we have a look at the monster manual, we can see that the Baron has a lightless shield, that when the shield gets shattered or disappears, it deals damage to nearby enemies. Now on normal mode, all this really means is that you need to keep your health topped off, because there is going to be some ambient damage that will be occurring from these shields when they get popped, as you see there. So obviously your units won't be 4-star epics at this point in the game. You'll have a weaker team. I just chose, I don't know, I wanted to see these units down. Basically, you just want to make sure you have enough healing to survive the shields, and then it would just be a damage fight versus the boss once these skeletons stop spawning, as you'll see. So watch the shield go down, it pops. I took 174 burst magic damage, and that's really all there is to this on normal mode. The boss will spawn these shields, which will be shown as a white bar on the health, and once you break them, there'll be some damage. So you want to try to kill the boss as fast as you can. Save your ults for that part, so you can burst him to have less time on him, less shields coming up. And that's really all there is to the normal mode. So we'll go to hard mode now. So this is my team for the hard mode version of Chapter 1, Mission 9. This is a fairly attainable team to use. Unfortunately, mine are all unbuilt, so I'm pretty sure they will die if I throw them at the boss like this. I've given Borah 2 pieces of equipment, so I've just given him 2 epic pieces to try to be fairly on parity with the mission difficulty. So first things first, we look at the monster manual. This is now hard mode, so there are differences. If you go to the monster intro, you can see there is Revenge, Rage and Resilience. Revenge Rage does massive damage to everyone within 1 tile of the boss Baron, and Resilience means that Baron gains a shield. Breaking the shield makes him take 50% more damage for the next 10 seconds, and if you do not break the shield, he will probably wipe you. There'll be a big burst of damage to every unit, not just enemies nearby. That is the main thing to take into account. So use your ultimates, save your ultimates, and use them to break the shield. That is 90% of the boss's gameplay. Now, you don't want to place units on the adjacent tiles around where the enemy will be, because of the boss's AoE will kill them. I'll put down Iron behind him, since Iron hits 2 tiles. I'll put down the Fusion Healer Lightlock to heal. I shall put down Sitnauta to slow, Flash Lord for some damage, and Cutter for some damage. Now, if you notice, no one is in the adjacent tiles to where the boss will be standing, so none of them will be taking damage from his fury. Now the boss comes. The most important thing for me here is when the boss slams down, does his AoE attack, whether it does enough damage to kill my Borah. This attack here didn't seem to fire off. There we go, you see 8k damage. Now the shield is up, so now I want to fire everything I have. Break the shield at all costs. Shield is down, boss is taking bonus damage, boss is dead. Pretty simple. You need to make sure that you can survive the burst damage, and then you need to be able to kill the shield. So save your ultimates to beat the shield, and make sure that your front line is tanky enough to survive the burst damage from the boss. And that's pretty much it for hard mode. Okay, with that done, let's move on to expert mode now. Chapter 1 again. Mission number 9. First star for clearance, second star for no loss to soul core, so no enemies getting through, and the third star is to clear with no more than 6 heroes in your team. Now for this mission, I only really need 2 people. I don't think I need Lavanya, though Lavanya is very good, so I will drop her out. I will use Vortex and Elowin for healing, and I have 2 ranged DPS, 2 heals, 2 fighters. I'm sure almost any combination will work. You just need to make sure you have enough damage. Now first thing again, we'll go straight to the monster manual, have a look at the boss, share hit. Seems to be exactly the same. Damage to everyone around him in Revenge Rage, and Resilience for the shield, and the bonus damage when you break the shield, as well as the massive damage if you don't break the shield in time. So I will have Salazar up front. I will stick Salavic behind him. I will throw down Elowin for the healing. I will have Shark King down for some damage, and I'll put Lisa down for some damage. And we'll see how this does. Again, I will save the ultimate until the shield pops up. See the boss's health is slowly dropping down. Let's put Vortex down just in case for the shield healing against the Fury damage. When he slams his thing down in a second, you'll see. Boom. Massive damage. Nearly dropped Salazar. Salazar isn't a tank. Lavanya would have been better for this. I just wanted to showcase someone with a bit more damage potential. It seems to be that the boss does this twice, and then immediately after the second time he pops his shield up. Now you can see this is quite hard to break. And I can just about break it without using Salazar's ultimate. I didn't want to go too fast. So now if I want to take advantage of the damage bonus, I can use the ultimate afterwards. But my recommendation would be, if you're having trouble, blow everything when the shield appears. That's the main priority, get through that shield. And that's really all there is to this fight. It's a very simple one. Don't put any enemies adjacent to the boss. Save your damage ultimates for when the shield comes up. Blow all of your ultimates to get rid of that shield as soon as possible. And once you've done that, you'll win quite comfortably. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, do let me know. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.